2023 Hamlin Planning Board meeting. At this time, I'd like to explain the exits. They're down the hall to the right and out the door, and down the hall to the left, down the steps and out the door. There's a AD there also, if needed in the meeting, across the hall, right from the doorway. Okay, and at this time, I ask all your cell phones, all your pagers, all that electronic that could interrupt somebody's presentation be turned off. Except for Mark. He looks up stuff for us. So, anyways, with that being said, call roll, please, Cheryl.
Sharon Steigerwald. Here. Steve Loss.
Here.
Dave Martin.
Here.
Chris Schleider.
Here.
James Nesbitt.
Here.
Mark Fellerstein.
Here.
Steve Pittman.
Here. Okay, has everybody had a chance to read last month's meeting minutes? And if so, if there's any corrections, additions, deletions that you might have found, or change in the format, please speak up now or not. I'll entertain a motion approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second.
Second, Robert. Steve Loss.
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Chris Schleider.
Yes.
Mark Fellerstein.
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Steve Pittman.
Abstain.
Sharon Steigerwald.
Yes.
Okay, tonight we got kind of a busy agenda, and I've been notified by a member of the board that he wants to get out of here and watch a basketball game, so we're gonna take our time. I don't choose. The first public hearing is a modification of the commercial site plan at 7 and 74 King Street for Michael Boss as a tenant to the owner of the property, Pete Kruger, to operate a trucking business known as Boss Diesel Service at 4774 King Street. This is in the CGB zoning district, tax account 021.01-5-3.12. Anybody here representing this modification? If so, state your name.
I'm Michael Boss. Here again.
Okay. Couple things before we get started and open this up for public comment. All right. You have filled out an EAF.
Yes.
Okay. There is a matter of review costs involved in here that will need to be paid.
Yeah, I noticed that in my email today when I was talking to Pete. I had some questions on that, but that's not here.
Okay. With that stating, if there's anything else you want to add, you've got one place you're going to be possibly working on your trucks and another place where you're going to be parking them.
Yep, that's
If you'd
it.
like to explain that to the.
I think it's pretty cut and dry. We park our trucks at, is it 74 King down at the end of the road?
47.
74.
Parking.
Oh,
We park our trucks at the end of the road at 74 King Street. We use 47 King Street mainly as storage. We do minor repair there, repair any signage or anything like that. Pretty quiet company. We don't really do any work there, so all our work's done on our road.
Okay, is there anybody here in the audience that has any comments, concerns, or things that they want to bring up? If so, stand up, state your name.
Kevin Noon, I own the property on King Street, Crosby's or whatever you want to call it. And there is a parking problem at times. I want to be the best neighbor possible, but there is a concern sometimes of how much additional parking ends up on the property of Crosby. That's just a concern. Again, I wanna be a good neighbor, but you can't fill the parking lot up. Well, assuming some responsibility.
Like, these are kind of passive in nature as far as, he has personnel that come in with their trucks in the morning, they take them home at night.
Yeah, they haven't been there in months. How long's it been since you guys drove?
It's been 2, maybe 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Bobby, how long's it been since you run a tractor?
The storm in Buffalo at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's,
So there's really not a lot of need for
No.
transient parking.
Well, it's a matter of, just to bring up, because people get confused at who belongs to the property.
Well, parking seems to be a matter on that street anyways, because everybody thinks they own the whole street.
Well, everybody wants to be good neighbors, that's, is my point, it just, should be brought up, I think.
Anybody else?
That's a concern for the highway also, because there's not supposed to be any parking during the winter alongside there.
Yeah, we covered that a couple
They
weeks
covered
ago.
that a couple weeks ago, and
They're not my cars.
right, but if you're gonna be working on the trucks, you're gonna be using the shop, you're gonna be in the parking lot where you got the trucks at now, correct? Or you're gonna pull them up to the shop?
No,
I mean,
they would literally be in the road if we did that.
right, well,
yeah.
what I'm getting at is, we had an issue back in November, which you're well aware of, with the diesel fuel and all that stuff, with the diesel tank. I just want to make sure, like Mr. Noon's saying, because they'll be calling me to come down there to talk to you about it, Again, like he's saying, everybody parks on the street, whether it's the gym, the dance studio, what have you. There's a storm sewer that runs
Sounds
down.
like it's more of a broad
We-
nature
I was
than
gonna say,
Broad of
we
nature,
don't.
so, but I know you moved the tank, I'm well aware you moved the tank and put it out on the
Yeah,
out back, so as long as there isn't a lot of work going on, I don't have a problem with it, Chris, at all.
BJ, not to cut you short, we take this under advisement, and we can bring it up when we get through with here, we go down through staff and ask for issues. So it's good you brought it up, he's up to speed on it, we'll have further discussion on that, okay?
Again, I'm
Because
not opposed to anybody's business.
No,
no,
we get it, but
we made
it's
our
been,
own.
it's been discussed a little bit at prior meetings.
Yeah.
So it'll be continually part of the discussion as we go down through it. And the rest of it's back on us to take care of it.
Just so you're aware, we were originally told we could park up there. We helped out with some plowing and stuff like that. We, since then, we've moved over towards, the blue building.
Again, I'm on it, people have helped me along the years, and I would try to help somebody along the years, I'm not here in a position, I just want to be a good neighbor.
Okay, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, is there anybody else that has some concerns, statements? We get them on the record. Okay. Back at you. All right, for fire marshal concerns.
Yes,
You have made an inspection of some of the places down through.
there, his is fine because it's between two firewalls. So that building that he's working out of should be fine. There's no issues there.
Okay, do we have record of that in our file?
You
Is there a
should have.
report, please? All right, I'll close the public portion of this. Keith,
I have no concerns. It's an unlisted action for secret purposes.
Cheryl,
I have no concerns.
Sharon,
There's no concerns with that one.
okay. Looks good to me. You really want to go watch it? Yes. Mark.
Okay.
Steve. Okay, just remains the issue of payment for some services. At this time, if there's no other concerns or questions, I'll close the public hearing part of it. Okay. At this time, we're gonna need a couple resolutions. Okay. if there is concerns about parking are bona fide. And if somebody would like to make the seeker resolution, and then when we get into the second resolution, we'll proceed again.
I make a motion for the commercial site plan modification, Michael Voss, 4774 King Street, to be an unlisted action under seeker.
Second.
Hold the votes, please, sure.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Rich Schleider,
Yes.
Andy Eckstein,
Yes.
Mark Ellerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes.
Okay, for the second part of this, it's gonna be conditional in any resolution or motion that we make. Okay? The condition is that all fees and reparations will be paid up to date.
Like I said, I have some questions about those, but that's for a later time.
You can deal with that at the code compliance officer.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll
Okay.
give Cheryl a shout or something like that.
And you gotta explain that we have other people take a look at these. And when you have a business like this, that is kind of a business that has been around a long time, you know, he's got a right to lease spot out and everything else, okay? The property's kind of, what do you wanna call that, Keith? A non-conforming, a prior approval or pre-existing non-conforming use that we have to deal with the best that we can. Highway and parking could be done through people being actually cited, okay, for the no parking ordinance. But we need to address both those issues in order for approval. I realize this business has been started and it's been running with the idea that the owner of the property probably didn't realize he had to go through a reapproval process.
Yeah.
Just to make sure everybody meets the code, the fire prevention code as well as zoning code and all that other stuff that might necessarily pin you to the dartboard.
Well, that's, I'm glad you said that. Well, everybody's here to get it out in the open. How did his lack of, I don't know, follow-up trickle down onto me? I know there's another fella down the road that trickled down onto as far as, you know, we're paying out all kinds of money for something that hasn't been done in years on this gentleman's behalf. You know what I mean? You just said that there was a lack of something.
Well, I think the owner probably should have known that when they changed the type of use that is allowed per zoning code.
I thought we agreed at our first meeting that nothing was changing.
No, we didn't agree to that.
No, what we mean, it's a use that's allowed, but the type of that use is different in each and every time. So we look at if there's something that increases the parking because it's not as a small impact as you might have. Let's say it's another commercial business, okay, or retail, which kicks in a whole bunch of different requirements.
Okay.
And that's what I mean by that. It still goes back on the property owner, okay, responsibility and your contractual relationship with them. We're not here to make that decision that's going to alleviate the issue of having to look at a site and come up with the answer that fits the character of what the neighborhood is, as well as drainage and all that other stuff that in this case isn't part of it. Just laying it out where it's at. It still goes back on a property owner. I mean, every time it comes in, we spend money with everybody's time and all that other stuff to make sure that your round peg fits in the round hole the right way.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get her done.
Well, one way or the other, that will be part of the. We can't say that we're not going to charge you just because.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all.
All right.
We've gone back to parking twice here, and I thought we had that situated. I guess.
I think we do. Okay, that's the idea of having more than one meeting. sketch plan, preliminary, whatever, and then we talk about it. There's some enforcement issues that can fix the parking, and it's not necessarily your issue. When it becomes your issue, then enforcement becomes involved, that's all.
Have a good night. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Well, don't you wanna wait to see where we're going with this? I mean,
Wait a minute,
So, we,
Can I make a motion?
Huh?
Can I make a motion?
yeah, if you would like to take a stab at it, you gonna resolve this something, you gonna resolve the issue.
I think so.
Okay.
But I do wanna say something that, the money thing between you and him is irrelevant. It has to be paid. I work in another municipality and I know somebody who just bought a property. And when he came in to have something done, it was pre-existing non-conforming. He had to jump through 17 hoops to make sure, to get it right. It's like if you buy a house and you don't have an inspection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you take possession of that house, whatever's in that house, that's on you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that goes between you and the owner, how to figure out that whole thing. But the town has no choice. You know what I mean, on how they process and charge. So I'm gonna make a motion to approve the application for 4774 King Street for Michael Watts. Owner Pete Kruger seeking commercial site plan modification to operate a trucking business known as Watts Diesel Service LLC. This is a CGB zone district, tax account number 021.01-5-3.12. All fees have to be paid and settled up prior to this taking effect.
Second?
Pull the votes, please.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Rich Schneider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you're good.
Now we're good?
Now
All
you're
right,
good.
have a good night, guys.
You go. All right. Okay, second public hearing, commercial site plan modification for 53 King Street. Cheryl, we approved the publication on both these, right? And for both 47 and 53, correct?
Yes.
I didn't ask you to read it for the last one, and I know we have it, and it'll be in the file for the other one as well as this. So,
We haven't approved the one for 53 as of yet.
no, but I'd like proof of publication.
Let me read it.
This is both on the same page.
Public hearing, commercial site plan modification, Jeremy Bauer, 53 King Street. Application of Jeremy Bauer, owner Pete Kruger, seeking commercial site plan modification to operate a small engine repair and motorcycle storage business located at 53 King Street. This is in the commercial general business zoning district, tax account number 021.01-5-3.12.
Okay. Jeremy, you wanna come up and do the same dance your neighbor did?
My name's Trevor Bauer. I've been operating the last 6 years out of Hamlin, doing a motorcycle and ATV repair business. I recently started leasing the building, 53 King Street, and would pretty much like to continue operation out of there.
Okay, does anybody in the audience have something to add? We open a public hearing up for a comment from the audience. Same concern, right?
Yeah, we know, we met each other, we get along fine.
I tried to rent your building from you. Yeah, just to address that, I obviously I'm not open to the public. All my businesses or all my customers are appointment only, so it's literally, if I'm not going to pick the bike up, they're coming, dropping it off, and they're gone. And I have a spot in front of the building along with 6 spots right next to it, so you won't barely see my truck there because I'll park it inside a lot of times too, so you won't have a concern on that aspect.
Anybody else? Okay. We'll close the public part of this hearing, and at this time, I'd like to open it up for staff comments.
I did an inspection on it the other day. I met with Mr. Bauer, and the only thing we have is just the firewall, it is all fireproof. What he's doing in there, his approval as far as the fire end of it. The only thing and I've asked him that there is a hole, one hole in that wall, and he's going to have it fire taped and sealed off. The firewall is thick enough and everything, and for what he's doing, there's no flammable, no, will even reach the structure, so I'm good with it.
Do you have any flammable cans of gasoline or any of that other stuff?
No, I don't, if, usually, honestly, 90% of the stuff that comes in, it's got old gas, what have you, it's all disposed of. I got a shop on Fancher Road, he owns a transmission shop, burns it all in his shop, there's a heater, so all of it gets brought to him, all my waste, which
So
is.
you basically,
again,
you drain something right off the bat into a 55-gallon drum?
they're usually 10
Just
gallons.
asking your process, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just drain it straight out of the tank, open the valve, pour it in either a gas can or normally like 50, I don't have a forklift or something to load a 55 after it's full, so I gotta be able to lift it and 10 gallons, that's about it, so.
If there was any flammables that you had to have in quantity, we'd expect you to have a fire cabinet anyway.
I do have, I have like probably this size metal cabinet that I keep just a set of welding torches in, just the canister itself, again.
The other question that was brought up to me, separate from this, was any fumes from running any of the equipment that you're working on with.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to speak with BJ about, and kind of you guys as well, as to what actually goes on in the shop. I have, it's not like have a dyno and I'm running bikes and screaming them, and again, I have an exhaust fan, it's about 4x4 on top of the building that works, it's fine, it will push out stuff, but if 99% of the time, I am either running that bike outside, or it's going somewhere to we got 84 acres in Kendall, and when I gotta test a bike for a long period of time, that's where it goes. It doesn't sit in the shop, and put it this way, I've started a bike in the shop before, and I don't even wanna run them in the shop, it will fill it up, so that's an issue that I don't have to, if you shut everything up and you start, a bike does smoke out, it's the whole reason I don't do that.
Some of the neighbors were concerned that, that you might be running something and they might be having a class or something, and the window's open and, everybody's in there coughing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it would have to be you're talking an extremely amount of excessive smoke, so.
I just want the record show that we've done the due diligence, we've taken that. I would like a written report from you stating that we have approached these things, and that if there's an issue, it will become a regulation issue, okay? And if you can submit something to that effect, okay? I'd like it so that we've shown we've done the due diligence. That's basically one of the reasons why you're here tonight. I want to give you a comfort level that, we don't do things with, looking over our shoulder.
Yep.
So, Keith.
No concerns, unlisted again on seeker. Nothing further.
Cheryl.
No concerns, yes, BJ has done due diligence and made an inspection. Come to a conclusion that it's safe.
Cheryl. Sure.
Yeah.
34 lashes.
Yeah,
Sure. Hey, you and you. You one, you two. So you could be you two. Steve.
I have one question on the
What's your
EAF.
program?
I have a concern now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, still, even with BJ's, comments, with that hole that needs to be fixed, I would just like that in the record that it will be fixed. And that there are carbon monoxide detectors.
Yes.
I have 3, 2 on the bottom and 1
Do
on
you have
top.
them in the dance studio too?
Yeah. And that you do have insurance,
What, I mean,
fire insurance and liability insurance, and
what is that?
do you?
No offense, but what
I know.
concern is that of you with my business as to
I
what
guess.
I hold as any type of insurance or what I choose to, what level, what amount, you know. It's,
I guess it's not.
it's, well, agreed, and again, the hole that he's talking about is
I know.
a 2-inch hole as well.
Right.
So I mean, this is like, me and Mike had the same issues as well. I mean, this is 3 times here. Again, money is being, you know, that's an issue. I mean, we did cover stuff with him. The issue isn't the paying the money. The issue was the
My
amount
concern
that
is for
felt
you.
charged. And I, like, again, I've been operating 6 years. I'm an LLC. I have hundreds of bikes under my belt, and
I get that.
I,
My concern is for you. It is for you.
I am a big boy and can
All
do
right,
enough
I'm gonna
insurance
stop
for
this,
myself.
I'm gonna stop this right now, okay? This isn't for you to stand up there and tell us that we're doing something wrong. When
Did I say
we're doing the very same thing for everybody else. Okay, if you wanna be confrontational, that's the
I'm
way it will
not.
be.
You're addressing all these things that I'm
That's
like,
right.
this was supposed
That's
to be
right.
a hearing for somebody
And
to
we're trying to
complain.
do it to your benefit.
It doesn't
enough is
feel
to be
like
said.
it. 3 months I've been having to do things, and all I've been
3
trying to do
months
is
is
run
not
my
a long
business.
time.
It is for a small business owner.
Okay, was this a compliance thing? Were they required to come in here, Cheryl?
They were required to come in,
Because you're operating without a
without a
permit?
permit, yes.
Okay. We don't wanna go down that road.
I'm just
All right.
concerned.
Yeah, my only question was on the EAF, where it says it's permitted use under zoning regulations, got NA.
Discussed that last time.
We didn't.
It is allowed under zoning, correct?
I don't have my zoning book in front of me.
But if the diesel mechanic was allowed under zoning, I gotta believe this
You have to
was,
assume that this isn't.
all right. I have no concerns.
Okay,
I'm okay, yeah. Have no concerns. Wishing well. No comment. No concerns.
okay, with that being said, Sharon, would you like to take a stab at a motion? With some of the things that you brought up that were good, okay? Maybe with the exception of the insurance.
No, I know that. I know that. I was just asking that.
Yeah.
Just
We need a
okay, so
seeker, and we need,
it's the public hearing.
we'll need a seeker, okay, and a regular public hearing and stuff closed.
Okay, I'll make a motion to like 2 negative
Unlisted.
unlisted seeker.
One second.
All in favor, we'll vote.
Jim Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law.
Yeah.
Dave Martin.
Yeah.
Rich Slider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Mark Bellerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hitler.
Yes.
And motion for approval, which includes payment of fees for permitting.
Motion for approval with payment of fees and fixing the firewall. For commercial site plan modification to operate a small engine repair and motorcycle storage business located at 53 King Street in the CGB zoning district, tax account number 021.01-5-3.12. Jeremy Bauer.
One second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law.
Yeah.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Mark Bellerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hitler.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Good luck.
Appreciate your time.
Okay. Next public hearing is a property split for Mr. Steve Delaney with 2431 Big Schoolhouse Road. And somebody's here representing.
That would be me, Rich Meyer from Meyer Land today. MIA last month, but I think Steve did very well in my absence. Just to bring it back up to speed again, he's the co-owner of this property, which is current residence is on there. Wants to subdivide their current residence off so we could build it, or so to say, downsize to a smaller house, elsewhere on the property. To my knowledge, and people can back me on this, I know there's a process, we are in the process of getting easement recorded for an ingress egress easement for the driveway. We didn't have to get another curb cut from the county. I'm not sure where that stands, but I know that the language has been drawn up. And, the other thing is the easement for the water authority on the front of the property, which that easement's been drawn up and been presented to the water authority as well.
Okay, so that's, so in the future, if the water authority wants to extend the main,
They can?
they can.
Yep.
And Mr. Delano would have to participate in that as well. And just like everybody else would, if you become part of the district extension process, part of that.
I should might add that the county's ready to sign off on the map as soon as the easements are recorded, so.
Okay, I had a short discussion with JP earlier before we get into it. Just before the public had something to discuss. The driveway. Okay. JP, he had some comments about the width of the driveway. Okay, being 9 foot, he scaled out. But I feel it's probably wider than that. The grass is growing over it. And the fact that the owner owns a 10-wheeler and he drives in and out of there with it.
Without any problems.
So you might need to put a width on the driveway.
Sure.
Or a ADS can put a width on the driveway. And,
That'll satisfy JP. I haven't seen any of his comments, so.
no, he's been sick, so he sent a letter out today to me, and we discussed it on the phone. I just wanted to share that.
Okay.
Okay. Public hearing, a group of publications, Cheryl.
Public hearing for property split, Steve Delano, 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road. Application of Steve Delano, owner Steve Delano, is proposing to subdivide the 20.1 acre property into 2 code compliant lots. Lot 1 address is a proposed address and will not be valid until the entire project is filed with Monroe County and issued a tax number for 2435 Brick Schoolhouse Road. This will be developed with a new single-family home served by an existing driveway, proposed water service, and proposed on-site septic system. Lot 2 will contain an existing home, which will share use of the existing driveway with Lot 1. A proposed easement is reflected in the plan to accommodate the shared access. Lot 2 tax account number 022.02-1-2.261. This is in the RVL zoning district.
Okay, is there anybody here from the public who would like to speak to this project? For or against, or with some ideas, I'm opening it up for you to have your choice. Well, with no comments apparent from the peanut gallery, close the public comment period of public hearing. So, your brother's not here to ask him a question. I don't know if he's still out in the hall. You might want to.
Do we need him?
Yeah.
I could probably answer for him.
I know. Don't make me call your dad.
He gone.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like the wind.
We'll have a discussion tomorrow. Keith.
I'd like to see the meets and bounds laid out on the plan for the easement area. Aside from that, I have nothing else. And it would be unlisted. You may have a more recent.
I do. Oh, is that will that suffice?
Yes.
Oh, good. at that.
Now, we're holding these questions to the property split. Okay. Thank you. Sure.
I have no comments.
Sharon,
I have no problem.
no cupcakes for Chris tonight.
You think I wanna make sure the driveway's over 500 feet, correct?
Yeah.
Did they modify it to show the, pull off, turn off?
We were gonna address that at the next public hearing.
It's on the plan, it's on the latest plan.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
plan. It's on the plan.
That'll be for the next public hearing.
Well, no comments.
Okay. Yeah, I'm,
Property split.
yeah, what my thought was is that you got 20-foot area or 40-foot wide area.
It's a site plan issue.
The site plan, yeah, it doesn't come, yeah, I'll wait.
No comments.
Okay. With that being said, we'll need a seeker for this.
If I may, this is actually seeker for both applications.
Yes, yes.
All right. Mark. Okay. Go ahead. I'd like to make a motion that we consider the property split for 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road and the residential primary single lot subdivision with the same location to be considered a type 2 understanding.
That would be unlisted on this.
Unlisted. I just said type 2.
Second. If I said type 2, I take it back.
Unlisted, and after reviewing the impact, it's considered a negative declaration.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald?
Yes.
Steve Law?
Yeah.
Dave Martin?
Yes.
Chris Schneider?
Yes.
James Nesbitt?
Yes.
Mark Bellerstein?
Yes.
Steve Pittman?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion, or you want to wait on the? Okay, for the property split by Steve Delano at 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road. Owner Steve Delano is proposing to subdivide the 20.1 acre property into 2 code compliant lots. Lot 1 address is a proposed address and will not be valid until the entire property is filed with Monroe County and issued a tax account number under number 2435 Brick Schoolhouse Road. Will be developed with a new single-family home served by an existing driveway, proposed water service, and proposed on-site septic system. Lot 2 will contain an existing home, which will share use of the existing driveway with Lot 1. Proposed easement is reflected on the plans to accommodate that shared access. Lot 2 tax account number 022.02-1-2.261. This is in the RVL zoning district. Following documents have been submitted for review, a letter of intent and the site.
Sharon Steigerwald?
Yes.
Steve Law?
Yeah.
Dave Martin?
Yes.
Chris Schneider?
Yes.
James Nesbitt?
Yeah.
Mark Bellerstein?
Yes.
Steve Pittman?
Yes.
Okay, for the second public hearing for 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road for a single lot subdivision site plan. Was the intent tonight to go for preliminary and final?
Yeah, it's really
Or
nice.
was it preliminary only? It shows preliminary here, but
It was
are
just,
we in a position where we can
I think
take them both
I
into
think
account?
we are, yeah.
Keith?
I'm good with that.
So the record shows that we asked the question. Okay. So proof of publication once again, Cheryl, and then I'll open this up for any public.
Public hearing, residential preliminary and final single lot subdivision, Steve Delano, 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road. Application of Steve Delano, owner Steve Delano, seeking residential preliminary and final single lot subdivision, proposing a new single-family residential structure to be built at 2435 Brick Schoolhouse Road. This will be served by an existing driveway, proposed public water service, and proposed private on-site septic system. This is in the RVL zoning district.
Okay, very good. Any comments from the public as to any site plan issues that you might be relevant to understand? Steve, anything you want to offer? He's got the floor. Okay.
Basically, it's on my backyard, and they've been great neighbors for 30 years, and I have no problem with anything.
Okay. Testimonials are good. Okay. All right, with that, I'll close the public comment period. Okay, Fire Marshal's not here anymore, but we will talk about the driveway, which we talked about a little bit. The turnoff. Jim, while we're thinking about it, you had a question.
My question is with the proposed dry hydrant. They gotta have a pumper located right there, which is in the middle of your 80-foot wide line. What that does is that you're parking a truck there while they're pumping, it means you can't get a vehicle in or out. I think maybe.
Well, I've seen them put down chalks to get over hoses and fire signs. But I'm not saying that that's the case. I mean,
Well,
to me personally, to me, it would make more sense to put them up on the other side of the road. That's just me. I'm not an engineer.
Right, I think we got some edges to round out to make that a little more accessible. The width of the truck, where it is to the hydrant, hard suction hose. From the hydrant, that line's running up the driveway to the fire, to another piece of equipment. It just seems as though you're cutting off your roadway. Maybe, I think maybe that you ought to look at the width of that driveway. And
Well, like Chris said earlier, I mean, Steve goes in and out of with a ton wheeler, so I'm sure it's plenty wide enough.
I was gonna talk to Rich about putting it on the other side. Do you see it on the plan there? It's on the.
Yeah, it's on the east side, should really be on the west side.
I already have a partial area there where I used to pull off my
Yeah.
10-wheeler to pressure wash it there, because I didn't have water. I was hoping to do it on the right side, they put it on the left side, and it makes more sense to come off the right side.
yeah,
I already have a partial there, and I was gonna just make it bigger. I mean, mine's a 10-wheeler, but I know a fire truck's bigger than mine.
I can't design this for you, I just want you to be aware of the fact.
No,
You're gonna have a big fire truck parked there,
Yeah,
and you're gonna have hoses
yeah,
going to the house. Hopefully this never happens,
yeah,
if it ever did.
yeah.
You
So
know,
as soon as,
you don't wanna put a toll booth at your driveway.
No, but the way you've got it designed makes more sense, because now you have the truck with the hose running off the right side. If you put the hydrant on the left side, all the hose be going across the driveway. The way he's got it right now, truck can park at the hydrant, and you can bypass the truck around the left-hand side with an 80-foot by 20-foot turnout.
This is true too.
So it makes more sense to have the truck there
on the right.
and the hose going off the right side through the lawn than across the driveway, you're going to drive over them. That turnoff is more than enough to park a truck there and get a vehicle, any kind of vehicle, around the fire.
I disagree with you, but,
I
that's why we got it in.
Yeah.
I think new fire trucks, you can feed them up from all four sides.
Right, you can feed them
Yes,
off
sir.
four sides,
All four
but it
sides.
makes more sense to have it closer to the house than across the whole turnoff. And I just dealt with this in a huge project where I'm at, and I know the dimensions required for a bypass. That's almost double.
Yeah.
Where our normal.
And look at the way it's laid out of the pre-existing house, where the turnaround is and where the new house is gonna be, in the square box. At the point on the end of the square box. If you're closer to one, you're gonna be farther away to another one. Doesn't matter. You gotta stir a little common sense into this when you're laying out your driveway. You might foot wider, something like that might just come into play, a couple of foot wider.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be dark out if it ever happens. You know there's not gonna be good lighting if it ever happens. And you know, if you get a piece of equipment in there where it's hard to turn it around and take some time, The guy fighting the fire is still fighting the fire.
Before they start building a house, we'll have the fire marshal's comment in writing on which one he prefers.
Sure.
Yeah, let him walk around and just,
Okay,
Yeah.
and
don't
because
blow it out.
the owner is willing to do whatever he has to do,
Sure.
and it seems like the path we should go.
And before we even start, I'm gonna redo that whole driveway with all fresh, thick stone going up there anyway. So that, and then I'm gonna dig it out before we even start. As soon as I can get on there, so.
Okay, then.
All right, well, we'll get back into the open rule. I'm glad we had this discussion that shows the need for the fire marshal. Okay, Keith,
I have nothing further.
Cheryl, do you have a copy of JP's letter for this project? I thought I had it. I left my phone in the car. I just wanted to read it when they come to me.
Thank you, Keith.
Sharon? Yeah.
No.
Okay. Steve?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Alrighty, these are comments as of today. Like I said, JP's under the weather. Town of Hamlin, 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road, Delano site plan. Okay, I have reviewed the plans prepared by DDS companies updated on February 15, 2023 for the above referenced project. And based upon my review, I had the following engineering comments. So what we spoke with you, what we spoke with Steve last week, have been addressed to some state because he talked about it at 15. Based on discussions, the developer's engineer, Monroe County Water, indicated the proposed water service is acceptable in lieu of water main extension at this time. Okay. The exact location of the end of the water main should be shown on the plans, and I'm sure it's going to be. Right. It's been located more than once. So there's a pothole where we trip in every once in a while, right? It does not appear that either lot 1 or 2 are within the Hamlin Consolidated Water District. Agreements for future district extensions should be made to ensure that the property owners will participate in payment for future extensions. A portion, as in this probably forget the error, a portion of the existing district map is below for your reference. I don't know if we have, anybody else has a copy of this, but if you want a copy to take back to show that, you know, to DDS. It just shows the boundaries of what's in and what isn't.
Okay. What you need from Steve is just that a promise that he will jump in on it when it becomes a thing.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, whatever documentation they need to have.
Well, we got an easement across the front, so I think that pretty much says that that's gonna happen, so.
Telling you what he wrote. Give me a hard time. The proposed dry hydrant location should be acceptable to the fire marshal. The nozzle should be compatible with the fire company's equipment. Developer's engineer should provide the surface elevation of the pond to verify the static water level in the dry hydrant is below frost level. The estimated usable volume in a pond should be provided to verify that it is sufficient for the firefighting. And we discussed the existing driveway, and we agreed to have further discussion with the fire marshal as to location, east, west, north, south, width, length. And what you planning on doing with the driveway could probably show at some point. Okay?
Yes.
That's all I have to say. I'm just a all you have to Mark.
Dave gets you.
Yeah, he said it was okay.
I'm okay with it too.
All right.
Would you like a motion?
Close the whole public hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got public hearing all closed? All in favor?
Aye.
guys should know fun. Okay, let's go with it.
Okay. I'd like to propose a motion that we approve residential preliminary and final single lot subdivision for Steve Delano at 2431 Brick Schoolhouse Road. Making residential preliminary, single lot, preliminary and final single lot subdivision. Proposing a new single family residential structure to be built at 2435 Brick Schoolhouse Road. This will be served by an existing driveway, proposed public water service, and proposed private on-site septic system. This is in the RBL zoning district.
Type 2 negative tax, we have to have on that or no?
We combined it with the prior.
We already did
It
this.
was unlisted.
Yeah, second.
Karen Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yeah.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Rich Slider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Mark Bellerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hitman.
Yes.
Right? Thank you.
We're on page 2.
On page 2.
Okay, next item on the agenda is 1668 Redmond Road, Farm Labor Camp, Whately Farms. The public hearing, basically, I believe because the original approval by the health department expired, they had to reapprove it, it's showing on the plan. We kicked in a minor change to the site plan. And seeing as we're considering a site plan, you're here in front of us. So let's see if we can go on with this, or at this point in time, the group of publication, please read it.
Public hearing, 1668 Redmond Road, Farm Labor Camp, Brighton Farms. Whately Farm Labor Camp located at 1668 Redmond Road. This has received all approvals required for a farm labor camp from the zoning board of appeals. Gary Gogowski presented the Mylar to the board to sign the 1668 Redmond Road Farm Labor Camp project. This is the Department of Public Health signature for approval.
Okay, very good. Is there anybody in the public, as we open this public part of the public hearing, that has any questions, concerns, additions either for, against, or testimonial? We'll now close the public comment period of this public hearing and go to our attorney.
No concerns.
Earl.
No concerns.
Sure.
No concern.
Okay.
You didn't ask us on this one.
All right, today's letter from JP. I have reviewed the plan prepared by James Bogowski, LS dated June 17th, 2021. For the above referenced project based upon my review of the following engineering comments, based on town code section 520-25, farm labor camps are allowed in the RBL district with variances conditions as determined by the zoning board. It does not appear that the planning board approval was needed except for the timeliness of the original approvals by the health department. I have reviewed the plan in relation to site plan requirements in section 520-25 paragraph B and have no further engineering concerns. Okay, with that being said, we need a secret resolution on this?
Yeah.
Correct, unlisted.
I'll make a motion for, speaker for 1668 Redmond Road, Farm Labor Camp, Whately Farms with an unlisted action. that has the unrun coordinator review, and they actually had no significant environmental impact and adopts a negative declaration.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes.
Okay, we need a resolution motion for approval of the site plan. Minor changes, I believe the building, footprint changed a little bit, but it had no, effect on septic or
There's no
water or anything else like that. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. You're correct. I'll make a motion to approve the site plan for 1668 Redmond Road, Farm Labor Camp, Brightly Farms. Jerry Klowski presented a Mylar to the board to sign for 1668 Redmond Road Farm Labor Project. This has Department of Public Health signature for approval. Following documents have been submitted for review.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes.
Okay,
Very good.
Mr. Nesbitt, I tried to keep this as quick as I could for you. Thanks. And one other comment, I don't know who brought the little tray of goodies in, they're fantastic, thank you for dinner, I appreciate that as well. All right, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, see you next month. Thanks.
We already did what he did.
No, for the confusion.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm curious, why did they change?
I'll tell you the truth, I didn't even notice that, but I don't know, we need it. It's an agriculture business, right? There's some tax exemptions.
I know, but it's tied to a parcel.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's already one building on the parcel, this is the second farm labor camp on that parcel,
Oh, I know, I just was curious why there wasn't a tax number on the.
because it wasn't split.
Okay.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda was for Berryville Beers, 7646 Newco Drive, Conservation Corridor Development Permit. Anybody here? Tell us what's going on there.
Oh, so I have plans here for the replacement of the break wall that is there. And that's going to be adding to the existing break wall up there. I have a couple drawings we look to look at.
Okay, well, I have down here, it's 167 linear feet of armor being with an additional 1 to 3 ton rocks for geotextile fabric placed landward of the existing 3 to 8 ton rocks. No excavation or filling below the mean high water line of the lake. And all the other stuff that's in there. Janine.
Yes, I looked at this and it's consistent and it's very necessary. There was remains of a previous break wall that was gabions and they're just basically gone. So this is very necessary and it is consistent.
Okay, very good. Keith.
No concerns, type 2 procedure, no public hearing required.
Cheryl?
No concerns, I echo what Janine Clark just said, it is necessary.
Yes, I went down there and looked at it, and there's rebar sticking out, it needs to be done.
When do you plan on?
I'm not exactly sure when he's exactly planning. I would like to say as soon as possible.
During the winter months or as long as the ground is firm enough so you can get in there with equipment? Yeah.
We'd like to do it, sooner than later before.
Starts to thaw.
You've got mats anyways at the end of this year, correct?
Yeah.
I hope you get the address right, because it's on here.
Yeah,
It's Newco Drive and they have West Watoma Beach on there.
Probably from.
But this is the
probably
right property because.
Yeah, that is the property in the picture.
7646.
Yeah.
Not really sure why it says that.
Yeah, because you have 5748 West Watoma.
On the bottom below the picture, it does say 7646. I'm not sure why it says that up in the corner.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Google.
The next time you
Get the drone.
next
going
time you
along the
fill
way.
out one of these town forms, put an address in there where it says location.
I think Google has it.
There was
Yes.
nothing.
I'm just here on behalf of
I
Dave.
see
He
it,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, give him a
I was
look.
able to make this.
Yeah, give him a
But
shot.
this is exactly where it is.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
I
nuts.
know, I moved on too.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have, one motion, two motions?
I'd like to make a motion that we consider, for the Conservation Corridor Development Permit for Mary Jo Beers at 7646 Newco Drive to be considered, type 2 action under seeker.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yeah.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes. The main item, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the permit for Conservation Corridor Development Permit for Mary Jo Beers at 7646 Newco Drive to install additional riprap along Lake Ontario shoreline located at 7646 Newco Drive within 100 feet of Lake Ontario. Plan shows that approximately 167 linear feet will be armored and with an additional 1 to 3 ton rocks with geotextile fabric placed landward of the existing 3 to 8 ton rocks. According to the information provided, there'll be no excavation or filling below the main high water level line of the lakes. This is in the SR zoning district, CHA, and Conservation Corridor Development Area, NLWRP. Tax count number is 006.01-1, excuse me, 0.08-1-3.1. This project has already been granted the CHA permit from the Zoning Board of Appeals. That's it.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yeah.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes.
Very good. Next item on the agenda is for Brian Donovan at 5910 West Watoma Beach Road.
Good evening, and I'll say ditto. You heard this story? Or it's just smaller. I don't have 150 linear feet. I've got about 30 linear feet, but the same concept. Bought the place in 2017, just before the first record high water. It did give some damage to some underpinnings. There's a deck that sits back there. And we repaired that, but this work will hopefully push the lake back 10 to 15 feet. And hopefully if we get high water yet again, won't have the same issues.
Janine?
This is consistent with the LWRP.
Pete?
No concerns, type 2, no public hearing.
Cheryl?
No concern, again, it's much needed.
Cheryl? Did you visit this site?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No concerns.
It's good. Need a couple motions from you folks.
Make a motion then for Brian Donovan, 5910 West Watoma Beach Road in Hilton, for a type 2 negative deck.
I'll second it.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Make a motion then for Brian Donovan, 5910 West Watoma Beach Road, Hilton, New York, tax map number 008.15-1-8. Or repair of the beachhead.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yeah.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Rich Slider.
Yeah.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Bellerstein.
Yes.
Steve Hickman.
Okay, very good.
Thank you much.
Next item on the agenda is for Don Zones, 530 Morton Road, residential sketch plan. Good evening.
Good evening.
Haven't seen you in a while.
I know, trying to get out here as much as possible. Stealing
Now
other
we're all
people's
awake.
presentations.
Okay, tell us what's going on.
All right, start off, Dave Mapp from Schultz Associates. What we have here is the lot up near County Line Road on Morton Road. The subdivision was previously approved, filed, I believe, last week, creating this lot. Now we're coming in with the site plan for the building lot. The single-family residential home, 3-bedroom design, about 140 feet off the roadway, public water, private septic system with 7-minute perks, so pretty decent perk rate. Property does have Yankee Creek running through the middle of it. The house is located on the high point on the lot, and that's about it. I do believe that Yankee Creek is right around 200 feet off the back of the house, so we may need a conservation overlay permit. Standard fare.
Okay, Janine?
I have not looked at this, so I can't make a comment at this point.
Have you seen the site plan?
No.
I'm sure we have one in the queue that you can look at. All right, maybe get a chance. Once again, I spoke to JP this afternoon. He wrote us a letter. And let's see, letter is already Town of Hamlin, Morton Road, Heatherly Zone Subdivision Lot 2. Chris has reviewed the plans dated February 20th, 2023 for the above referenced project. Prepared by Schultz Associates, based upon my review, I have the following engineering comments. Dimensions of the box culvert west of the driveway should be shown.
Yep.
Okay.
Get on there.
You already got your copy of this?
Yeah, got it this afternoon.
Let's show it. Okay. Based on the contours, it's not clear where the road culvert flows. The north invert is 309.71. And no lower contours are shown in the vicinity. You have the ability to address that?
Yes.
Sketch mode.
That was a computer issue running the goalposts. We put a high spot right after where it actually goes around that to the back.
2 points cannot appear at the same point when it's in a computer.
Yeah, sometimes the computer gets confused if there's too much variation, so sometimes you gotta go in there and help it out. I would say.
Anyways, we can draw an arrow to it.
Yeah, I've already fixed that one, so.
Location of the nearest fire hydrant should be shown on the plans.
Yeah, we'll add that.
Is it in the next county or?
I don't know exactly where it is.
It's around, I bet it's around.
It's within 2,000 feet though.
Yeah. Monroe County Highway entrance detail should be included on the plans.
Easy enough.
Pretty straightforward, no big surprises.
Yeah.
This is JP.
Seems a total hearing, right?
Yeah, I would think that's what we're looking for, is to get a date on our calendar to do the dance. So someone want to make a motion for this, so we can take care of all these things up front and give a short comment period and public hearing next month. Is that good?
Yeah.
Motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for Don Showman's, residential sketch plan, lot 2, shown subdivision. The intent to attain approval for a single family home with associated improvements to 8.85 acres. This is zoned RV, tax account number 010-02-02-016.111. Let's say,
Is that the tax account number for this?
that's the tax account number, yeah,
I have 11.2-1-10.
that's close.
We don't.
Okay.
It's 016.1102, did you say?
I have 11.02-1 -9. 1102-1-9.
That's what I'm trying to.
All the properties were out there was 11.02, so.
Okay. For a public hearing.
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
April 3rd. Third. Three.
Yeah. Second.
No, 3rd.
Oh.
You're on first.
Jimmy's time.
There's something in cookies.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Schleider,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Mark Fellerstein.
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Thanks, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next issue on the agenda is 179 Church Road, Thomasville. Okay, we've seen this multiple times.
Yes.
Okay, and, there you go. Oh, I got it. Got one. I got one. I got one from each side. Okay. What have we done since the last time?
So the two things you asked for was to show the water service. And then also the septic. So that's been added to the plan. Water service to the barn and the leach field area has been shown on that. Those are the two items that I would. Here, those are the two items.
Right. Was there some other questions we had?
You were talking about it, right?
Yeah, I have my notes.
Sharon and I were discussing.
Yeah, that was the two things that I had.
If you've done some research on it, Sharon,
Yeah,
feel free.
yeah, because that was the two questions that we were concerned about the horse barn not having water. And the septic. Because of the well being put on the property with the house once they divided it. And then the horse barn not having water, so that we needed the public water being brought to the barn. And it looks like that's what they're doing.
You've been to the zoning board.
Yep.
One of the comments that came back to me from KP, our town engineer, was that the variances granted were based upon serving lot one with public water. And these drawings show the well still in existence when there is a public water supply within 100 foot.
Oh, the house you're talking about, the house itself? Yeah, so the house does have public water. Believe it or not, it has public water, the well serves the barn. So the well's going away,
Right,
the water service, the public water's already to the house, and I'm adding a new service, public water to the barn. So,
Am I missing something?
Well, I don't see the public water service called out for lot one.
I don't see it on the plan.
it's not on the plan. It's not on the plan, yeah. But there's a public water service to the house. The well feeds the barn,
it did.
not the house.
So we need to see that going away. And the what?
What do you need to see going away? Well?
We need to know that the house has public water and that the well is going away and that the barn has public water.
Okay, I can show you. I can show you my Monroe County water bill. For the ones that are in Church Road.
Well, we're not saying it's not there.
Yeah.
But in order for you to have Monroe County Health approval on the site plan, you're gonna need to show the abandoned well, or the well is to be abandoned, and that the public service is shown on the plan. Okay.
You got it.
All right, so where are we at with this? We had all the questions answered and it's coming back, and if there's other things that need to go on the site plan, can it be conditional upon issuance of
Yeah.
We need a public hearing.
We need a
Or
public
if it's ready for public hearing, we can show it on the plan. Can it be ready for a public hearing?
Yes. It's an easy one.
Make a motion for the application of Thomas Mann, 179 Church Road, property split residential sketch plan to go to public hearing on April 3rd.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Chris Slider,
Good.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Mark Bellerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Yes.
Go on, get there. It's getting there. Actually, we had a discussion part of our evening, but I've got two drawings here. Okay. And one is for, that's not for you.
Oh, okay.
All right. This one is for Quickly subdivision. Because we had a timeline. We go past the timeline or?
Yeah, Pete Gorman with Marathon Engineering in Rochester, yeah, they didn't pay the taxes in time, or when they filed a map, within the 62-day window, so you just need to redate and signature on that.
Okay. Well, you can get mine redated and you might be able to get Keith's redated.
Does he only need the chairperson? They only need the chairperson's
Just need the
signature?
chairperson, that's it?
Yeah, generally it's signature.
3680, 3623.
Yes.
Yes, I did. So he's gonna revise. As long as you're out. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay, thanks.
Take care.
Second one, probably for you. 1668. Redmond Road.
Yeah, they just need a signature for you also.
You know, let the record reflect we did it. Alright. Anybody else have anything to talk about on board?
We got, Lakeshore Sewer District is coming along, we've been working on that, we've got a, public hearing on March 13th at 6 o'clock coming up for zoning code changes for fences, noise, and, battery storage facility. And we've got good news, bad news on the farmland protection plan. We've signed the contract with Ag and Markets on the plan, but as per Albany, the finance part, we'll be waiting for money for a few months because they're in a period between February and May where they can't pay the grant out.
And they're still trying to figure out what their budget's gonna be, is that what it is?
Something to do. I talked to Ag and Markets today to try and get some clarification on what's going on. And it has to do with the EPA grants. They put a period on it between February and May where they don't pay out, and it's, anything dealing with Albany is like watching paint dry, basically.
They wanna get additional interest on what's already in there.
So that's where we're at.
That's all it is. It's the Monte Carlo.
We're on the top of the list. That's what I've been told.
It's lonely up there, isn't it?
I was told that a few months ago too. But.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't really have anything new to report. Conservation work is very nice.
Pete, did you enjoy yourself tonight?
Oh, it was enlightening, yes.
You can see it over on YouTube.
I don't like to see myself in television, you know, like actors who go watch their own movies.
Never watched. It's been that movie. Cheryl, what's going on?
Still very busy, as you can tell from tonight. People subdividing, building, slow down.
Anybody else have any news they want to share with the Patriots up here?
Jim's going to Florida in a little bit. He won't be here.
I'll be here on the 3rd. I get in at 11:40. I don't break the plane.
I don't see that there.
Well, it's the over under, I said 8:30.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't said much yet. Maybe I said too much. Well, somebody could make a motion for adjournment. It should just shut you right up.
I'll second it.
I have another motion to make, motion to eat the dates.
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Key lime pie.
Key lime pie.
I'll just do the last call. Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Steve Law,
Yeah.
David Martin,
Yeah.
Spider,
Understand?
Jim Sessions,
Sure, you want.
Art Bellerstein,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.